What are you doing? Hello and welcome back to Fact Slap. Now every so often it seems that Russia gets their panties in a bundle and tries to invade somewhere new. But one man, Simo Hayha, racked up the highest kill count for any sniper in any war ever, making sure that they couldn't do what they wanted. Now get ready, because we're going to learn about the White Death. December 17th, 1905, Simo Hayha was born with a destiny that was going to change the world. Now he was raised as a farmer and became a great hunter, as well as an incredible skier. By the age of 17, he joined the Finnish Voluntary Civil Guard, also known as Suojolunskinta, and I'm sure that's pronounced correctly. Now after Simo joined the Voluntary Civil Guard, he started competing in shooting competitions, and he was taking first place trophies hand over fist. Turning 19 years old, Simo had to join the military for a compulsory 15-month service, and he served in the Bicycle Battalion as a conscript officer.
Reporting for duty, sir. Here to join the Bicycle Battalion.
Good to have you, Private.
So, what do we do in the Bicycle Battalion, sir?
Well, since you asked, you know how moving targets are harder to hit? You're that moving target. Some tips on how to stay alive, zigzagging and often tap your brakes a little. You'll do fine. It's okay.
Now getting off his 15-month service around 1926, not much happened until around 1938 when he got sent to sniper school right before the Winter War. Oh yeah, one thing I almost forgot to mention. Now when Simo was going through sniper school and the entire duration of the war, he was using the M28. Now the M28 was a variant of the Mosin Nagant. He also carried a submachine gun, the KP-31. And one more thing, that Mosin Nagant had iron sights the entire time. No scope. Now back in 1939, when the Winter War started, it was because the Soviet Union was unhappy with the deals made in 1917 with Finland about where the borders were. Now over 300,000 Finland soldiers and citizens went to war against over 600,000 Russians to protect their land. Now while being hilariously outgunned, so much so that there was one situation where there was only 32 Finnish soldiers against over 4,000 Soviets. Now the Finns still had luck on their side because their winters were so cold, getting down to negative 48 degrees Fahrenheit, the Russians weren't prepared. And it's because the Russians weren't issued any winter wear, so they had brown uniforms against white snow, kind of like, exactly like that. As well as they spoke many different languages and did not know how to operate under such conditions. Now Simo was so goddamn good at his job that over the course of the next 100 days, he would rack up a kill count of over 500 enemy soldiers. Now they were so scared of him, they dubbed him the White Death, while Simo's comrades would call him the Magic Shooter. Oh yeah, like to the point where he was so good at judging distances, he would only be 1 meter off, judging any distance all the way up to 150 meters, as well as he was able to hit a single target 16 times in 1 minute with a bolt-action rifle and iron sights at 150 yards. Now the Soviets were so scared of him that they mounted multiple missions specifically just to take Simo out himself. Now, Simo was able to duck and dodge out of a few artillery barrages that were sent his way because of how good his tactics were. Now, what he would do is go out far before sunlight, and he would dig a mound of hard-packed snow that he could put his rifle in so it would conceal the sound as well as the smoke. Now, the new fallen snow coming down would conceal him and his mound even more. Now, remember, he used iron sights, so there was no glint from the scope, and he would also move so imperceptibly slow that they said it would take him over an hour to put snow in his mouth, so that the enemy soldiers couldn't see his breath. For instance, when Simo was looking for an enemy sniper that had been sent specifically for him, he saw the glint of their scope around midday, but not wanting to give away his position, he waited all the way until nightfall. When the enemy sniper got up to leave thinking that Simo was gone, Simo took the shot, and he never missed. Now another thing you have to think about as a sniper is, remember when I said he was carrying 1 day's worth of rations? Well, when you start to get hungry, you start to shake a little bit, making all of your shots a little bit less accurate. So he would take sugar cubes that he would put into his mouth so imperceptibly slow, it's almost like he wasn't moving. There was another instance where Simo was at war with an enemy sniper, and they couldn't find him so bad that they brought in artillery and started raining down all the way to his right and then to his left, and slowly they worked all the way around him. But Simo didn't hide in specific areas that you would think snipers would, so they weren't able to hit him exactly, and under the cover of nightfall and all the snow that had been pushed up by the artillery, he was able to sneak out unharmed and get back behind friendly lines. Now, as good as Simo was, his luck ran out March 6, 1940, when he was hit in the jaw with an exploding round, losing his upper jaw, his lower jaw, and part of his neck. Now he was placed on a pile of bodies, thinking that he had passed away, until a fellow soldier noticed his leg twitching, and he was given immediate medical attention. After going into an 11-day coma, he woke up 1 day after the Winter War ended. Now by the end of the Winter War, the Soviets had lost over 2/3 of their soldiers, only getting about 22,000 square miles of land, which is not very much, so small in fact, that one of the generals remarked it was just enough land to bury their dead. Now after a grueling 14 months and 26 surgeries, he returned home to breed dogs and hunt moose. He was given so many awards that he was promoted from corporal to second lieutenant, something that Finland had never seen before. Now despite getting hit in the jaw, he went on and lived till about 96 years old, and even wrote a book about everything that happened in that war. Now he never ended up having any kids or anything, and had a little bit of trouble coming to terms with what he had done after the war. Now even though he racked up this hellacious number, he mentions in his memoirs that he didn't want to be killing anybody, and as soon as the Soviets turned around, he would stop shooting. He once remarked, "I did what I was told as best as I could, and there would be no Finland unless everyone else had done the same." Thanks again for stopping by Fact Slap. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, a like and subscribe would really help out the page. Now if you like these videos, there's always Fact Slap, the YouTube page, where all these videos are lined up nice and sweet just for you. But don't forget, keep your fact hand strong.